Okay, we are joined by New Mexico State's Donnie Tillman. Donnie, can you just open us up with your thoughts on today's game?
We knew how important it was. It's do or die time. It was game one, and right now, main focus on game two. We play hard, play well. We're probably starting five. We made some mistakes early on and down the stretch, but hey, we stay together.
Okay, we will open it up for questions. Justin, go ahead. Justin, you're on mute.
Sorry about that. Bonnie, hot start for you guys out of the gates. What was working so well for you?
We were just trying to establish a post presence and things. The guys believe in me, what I can do down there. I believe in Johnny and others. We're trying to play inside out game right now. We're getting good looks in our motion. I'm playing great defense, and that's our main energy right now. We're trying to get stops and get deflections, go the other way. Play fast, play hard.
Andy Morgan.
Donnie, I know it's kind of a cliche thing as far as maybe some people say it or coaches, but you want to be playing your best basketball in March. Obviously, you guys had a tough start to this season, but do you guys genuinely feel like this is some of your best basketball being played right now?
Definitely. Dudes are gelling together. We're getting a camaraderie out there on the court. I think the main thing is we're settling down. We know where shots are coming from. We know our rotations. Dudes are scrambling. And most important thing is a high energy game. This is the most we've been in tune defensively. Trying to keep it up.
Kyle, go ahead. And then Justin following Kyle.
Donnie, talk about your coach and how he's still getting on everybody, even when you're up about 20, 25 points.
That's what I respect about him. He always preached. You always got to have your sphincter a little tighter, you know? He said, you always got to be, you can never relax. And that's one thing I love about him. He said, even when I'm just walking up the court, he's like, Donnie, he'll just check you and things. So, hey, I say, he aggressive dude. I like that. Man. I don't talk about.
Justin, go ahead.
Donnie, obviously, this is a UTRGV team that's gone through a lot just off the court this season. A team with plenty of motivation to come out here and get a win over New Mexico State. Is that something you guys had in the back of your mind in this one, knowing that you're going to get their best shot?
Knowing their past and things with Coach Lou and me, being more familiar with the history. Man, them dudes playing for a reason. So just like us, we're playing for a reason, play for a ring. I know they have something special to do it for. But as we shook hands and things and talked about it, they said, hey, do it for us. Go get that ring. So, hey, we're going to keep pushing on. We're going to take their energy with us.
Hey, any more questions for Donnie? Andy, go ahead.
Donnie, I know the job is far from done right now for you guys. Is that kind of the mindset and the talk in the locker room is we still got work to do? And I guess kind of now moving forward, you get Utah Valley, a team that you guys are very familiar with as well.
Yeah, we ready. We're ready. We own the game too. When the buzzer went off, hey, we ready. When the tip goes off tomorrow, hey, we're up. We're about to go in game plan right now. We probably get sent videos. Hey, we ready.
Okay, Donnie, thank you for joining us. We'll have Coach Shands up shortly.
All right, appreciate y'all.
Thanks, Donnie.
Okay, we are joined by New Mexico State head coach Chris Jans. Coach, if you can get us started with your general thoughts on today's game.
Survive and advance, right? Every coach in America is talking about that in the midst of their conference tournaments. Certainly the last 8-9 minutes wasn't aesthetically pleasing basketball, but we played well enough to put ourselves in position to do that. So being in the position we're in, having to play the extra game, we couldn't ask for a better scenario in terms of getting some court time, playing, getting the win, but not having to extend ourselves at all. We'll see how it turns out in the end, but right now we think that's a positive.
Okay, we will open it up for questions. I will let Justin lead us off.
Coach, you guys got off to a really hot start in that last game against Dixie State, and that seemed to carry over today. Just how pleased are you with the way you guys came out of the gates?
Yeah, I thought we would. The guys were ready to go. Everybody's ready to go in these conference tournament, end of the season, win or go home. And, we really had some good practices leading up to tonight's tip. And I thought our focus and our shoot around was really good. And, the guys that were out there, most of them have been there, done that. So it's nice to be able to rely on those guys to get us off to a good start. And certainly they did that tonight.
Colin, go ahead.
Yeah, Coach, I know, a lot of guys, playing in their first WAC tournament tonight. And it's, it's something that you guys have had a lot of success there, obviously, but a lot of the guys who played some big minutes and played well tonight, maybe not necessarily have played a lot of minutes there. What do you think it is about just WAC Vegas for you guys that, the guys that haven't been there are still able to kind of step up in the ways that they were tonight?
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't think I'm ready to make a bold statement about that. We played one game. It's going to take a lot more than that to, win a championship. But certainly it feels good to have, CJ Roberts, Kalen Williams, Wilfred Lakai come to mind of not having that tournament experience and not having the, experience of playing at the Orleans or the WAC tournament. And they were comfortable, that they played and brought stuff to the table. And that we're going to need that. We're going to need guys like that to play bigger roles, if we want to keep advancing. So that should give them a lot of confidence. And like I said earlier, just being able to win this game and not have to extend ourselves and not have guys playing a ton of minutes in the second half makes me feel really good. And I think it's going to make them feel really good heading into tomorrow.
Okay, we will go Kyle, then Andy, then Jeff. So Kyle, go ahead.
Chris, talk about the importance of continuing to play at a high level, regardless of how big the lead was, and executing and continuing to keep the foot on the pedal. Just how important that is going forward for you guys.
I thought we did it for a while. When you get to that point, I've been in that point before. How aesthetically pleasing the game is irrelevant. There's always a part of you as a basketball coach where you hate watching games the last 5, 8, 10 minutes when it's ugly. But I thought until, pretty late that the kids on the floor were continuing to play, like you said, at a good level and were competing and trying to do the things that we had talked about trying to do heading into the game. So, that's a positive. Certainly the last 3-4 minutes took forever and the lead was going in the wrong direction. But like I said earlier, we were in position to do that, which is a credit to the guys that played before. So, again, I got to think that there's some kids, walk out of that locker room that have never played here before that are feeling good about themselves.
Coaches, the whole we want to be playing our best basketball in March does that kind of apply here? Is it a cliche, or do you guys genuinely feel like, at least from the start of the season, to where you are now, that this is the best basketball that you've played so far this season?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any question about it. Anyone that's followed us, we're playing better. We just have more rhythm. Our flow's better. Our defensive intensity, our passion for that end of the floor is better. Our get back, when we go from offense to defense, is still lacking at times. It's frustrating because, really what it takes is, just sprinting, and certainly a lot more than that, but that's a good start. And we had guys celebrating, making baskets, and not getting a defensive mindset right away. And we're certainly going to continue to address that. And, we can celebrate in the locker room. We can celebrate in the hotel. Let's try to get to the next play. And that was something we kept talking about as a coaching staff. And at this point in the season, with what's on the line, there's just no room for error that way. But I got to believe, that we are. I mean, at least from where I sit, and I should know them best. For this particular season, I think that's our 18th game. We're playing better. Are we playing the best that we can? I don't think so. We don't have a lot of time to get there. Hopefully we will, Tomorrow would be a nice day to do it, but we'll see how it unfolds.
Jeff, go ahead.
The first time you guys played, I guess rebounding and offensive rebounding percentage was a key kind of the last time that maybe wasn't wasn't at the number you wanted it at, basically. So going into tomorrow with the offensive boards, I'm curious what you do to change that.
I don't know I haven't seen the stats, so I don't know what they are. At halftime, they were really good. I think they had 8 defensive rebounds and we had 7 or vice versa. So it was right around 50% offensive rebounding percentage. I don't think the stats will reflect, when we were playing our main guys, how that turned out. But again, I haven't seen them, so I really don't know.
I'm sorry. I mean for tomorrow, the opponent tomorrow. I wasn't talking so much about tonight, going into tomorrow.
I missed the first couple words. Yeah, it'll be huge. I mean, they're obviously bigger than us across the board. I mean, from 1 through 5, they're bigger than us. Does that mean they're going to win or we're going to lose? I don't think so. Some people put a lot of value in that. It's certainly a nice advantage, but it's all about how you play, about how you compete, how you execute. There's a lot of different things you can do to, wipe away that advantage in terms of what size brings to the table. And we're going to have to do it tomorrow. We're going to have to get our bodies in there and wedge them out and old school, check them out and do it with some technique and try to get some over the back situations and just try to be relentless on the backboards because they are bigger than us. But, I think we've proven over time that, we've been able to overcome any height disadvantage in a lot of situations and a lot of games. We've never been a big team. It's not something I'm real concerned or worried about. It's more just us doing our job and having the right mentality. And I think we can do fine on the backboards.
All right, one more question. Justin, go ahead.
Coach, just how much did you enjoy having some Aggie fans out there today?
Yeah, it was awesome. It was louder in the first half, obviously, than it was in the second, but I had a post-game radio interview with the WAC right next to them, which was kind of cool. Right after the game, before I went in the locker room, I didn't know that's where it would be staged, but I could hear them. I could hear them. I could see them. We certainly aren't trying to celebrate after a first round victory. There's nothing like that, but it was nice to just acknowledge them and to hear them. And I said prior to the game that for us, it was going to be a big deal. I think, tomorrow it'll be, probably a pretty hotly contested game. And I think, we're going to hear him even more throughout the 40 minutes, but it was fun. It was cool.
All right, Coach, thank you for joining us today.
All right, guys. Thanks.